Blog Talk Radio.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Time to Place and Power Half Hour. My name is Stacy Lee Girth, and joining me this evening is Erica Switzerland O'Reilly, and we're going to have a proactive discussion about humility this evening. We encourage you to call in. Our number is 646-200-0848. This is a non-judgmental conversation. Say what you want to say, easy breezy. It's not a counseling session, but just a down and dirty discussion targeted for youth, but open to anyone. And Erica is a 22-year-old woman. You're on, right, Erica?
Yes.
Is that you? Okay. Hi.
Yep, this is me. Hi.
Hi. Erica grew up on Long Island. She's a prime example of a person who experienced difficulties in her youth and not only is empowered to enjoy life, but interested in spreading awareness and empowerment to others. I'm a certified teacher in a CASAC-t, and I, too, am impassioned every day in spreading positivity and helping others along the way. So, Time to Play is our Humility podcast is brought to you by Time to Play Foundation, a 501c3 not-for-profit corporation with a mission and purpose to enrich the lives of others through our programs, public awareness, outreach activities, events, and learning opportunities that further the concept of enjoying life. So one of my favorite topics is humility because it always begins in our heart. And as a result, it gives us significant control over our attitude and our actions. And it grants us such enormous power. And one of the definitions that resonated with me for humility was a virtue by which a man or a woman knows themselves as they truly are, with our character defects and all. And a lot of humility comes from admitting our own mistakes, learning from them, making amends, and most importantly, not being afraid to use those experiences to help others and achieve their dreams and goals, as opposed to having a know-it-all attitude or being closed-minded. And this is how we all grow and share. I think we have also Brooke from Florida on. Hi, Brooke.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome to our half hour. Brooke is one of our favorite Empower Half Hour girls calling in from Florida. I had the privilege to teach her son Vincent reading in middle school at American Heritage, and she too is empowered with reaching her full potential and just sharing in topics that help the contagion of positivity. So we're talking about humility, and I talked a little bit about what it means to me and a definition that I liked about humility. Erica, would you like to share a little bit about your perspective on humility, what it means to you?
Sure. So with me, humility is, like you said, when you have an open mind, you're understanding, you're not a know-it-all. But also for me, it's when you have a specific talent or you've worked hard in mastering a specific skill, and if someone compliments you on it, instead of sitting there and being like, oh, yeah, I know, I'm great, blah, 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 it's more like, thank you. Thank you very much. And you explain your craft, or you are willing to share the knowledge instead of wanting to keep it for yourself so nobody else can experience what you've experienced.
And that's how we all grow. Individually we comprehend a small, unique fraction of the world, but together, there's just such a far greater view of the universe. And when we share, that's how we all unite, and that's how our knowledge just expands and our creativity. So I agree with you. There's so many different aspects of humility. It could be as simple as just being a parent, wiping the noses, changing diapers for your children. That in itself is an example of humility. Or just letting someone ahead of you on a line when they're in a hurry. You can be, I remember when we had our restaurant and we would even clean the bathrooms with our staff. it's just an example of humility, just leading by example and just encouraging camaraderie by modeling these types of behaviors. Some other examples of humility would be when someone accepts an award and, they just extend their gratitude for people that have helped them. Or another example would be Kate Middleton. She married into royalty, and yet she likes to do her own cooking and her own shopping. And these examples of humility are just small ways that we can share what we have inside with everyone and just create unity in everything that we do throughout the day. I feel like it wraps into gratitude a lot. I don't know if you girls would agree with me, but I know when I feel more grateful about things, I feel like I feel like there's 3 levels of gratitude. So one is like this, they call it like a Thanksgiving gratitude when, on a special occasion or at dinner when you say grace, you say the things that you're grateful for. And then a second attitude of gratitude would just be the positivity of being grateful every day. But there's a third realm of gratitude that I've really been experiencing lately where I'm just grateful for everything and things that used to not matter. I just have so much gratitude for, and I feel like by giving service, it just helps get outside of myself, and like I become less important as I grow. I really do, and other people become more important. And I just think that the gratitude that I've been experiencing is helping, this perspective. How do you feel about that? Anybody want to comment on?
I have to say I agree. I mean, like, it's weird. I worked with this adorable girl today. She's 28 years old, and she's pretty much into, like, pro golfing, and she amazes me. Like, I just watch her with people, and everybody's smitten by her. And I took it out. I don't know. For some reason, I called my boss tonight and just told him, like, you have an amazing girl on your hands. She's just amazing. And I didn't have to do that, but I felt the need to because there's something beautiful about her inside and out. And I could have been a little jealous because she gets all the attention. It's adorable. But, because I'm 47 now and here's this beautiful 28-year-old, but she's beautiful inside and out. And I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm...
So it made you feel... You felt good inside by sharing that. That's how you dealt with your feeling of, you admired her, and instead of jealousy, you chose to share a compliment. It's a beautiful expression of humility. I can relate to that. I know that as a special education teacher, working with behavior challenged students, many times, teachers will call home complaining to the parents, and I was moved several times to just call a parent and share, good behavior, because I know that it could bring such joy, and at the same time, it made me feel good inside. So I understand what you're saying. I know somebody else just joined us. You can either just listen or share. Do you want to say who you are, or you want to just listen? It's fine. At the 626 number.
Like, you guys can hear me?
Yeah, who is it?
This is Stephanie.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hi.
So if you feel like, hi, you can chime in
I didn't know if you guys could hear me.
Yeah, and we give you the choice if you want to join in the conversation. We welcome you. If you want to just listen, it's fine. We're talking about humility tonight, and if you want to share any experience, yeah.
Okay, awesome. If I come up with anything, I'll say it. Right now, I'm just listening. You guys are awesome.
Okay, great. So I was reading an article by Joshua Becker on humility, and he started out by saying that his grandfather used to tell that he won a medal for his humility. But then he said that when he wore the medal, it was taken away. And a lot of times humility equates to modesty, just knowing that we've accomplished our goals, or just knowing that, we're okay, even if it's despite our character defects. It's like an inner peace. And we've talked about this on several different podcasts, especially a few weeks ago when we were talking about spirit versus the ego. I think that in a state of humility, we really get outside of that ego. And we just, resonate in our spirit. And it's like just being free, from pride and arrogance. And the rewards just result in like a contentment and a patience, and a compassion that's unmatched. It's really a feeling of inner peace. And, I can't say that I always have it, but I can relate to that feeling. And it's so peaceful. And a great way to, achieve it is just by doing service. Do you agree, Erica?
Absolutely. I mean, even with service, that's not even just like, a lot of people I know think that they're not showing humility or showing understanding or gratitude towards what they have if they're not at a soup kitchen or a food drive or donating clothing or things like that. But that's not the only way to be able to do that service. Just to me, like, even if you just smile at someone, even if it's just a stranger or someone like that, just doing something like that could change that person's day. Being able to be nice in a difficult situation with somebody that could be not in the best mood, to me, that is also being humble in that situation, because it's like, you see, wow, some people can be that angry, and I'm grateful that I'm not like that. But also now let me share and be able to see if maybe from showing them this positive experience, they could also be able to grow out of that and be able to experience a better time. So humility and service and all those things, I personally feel like can come through everyday lives. It doesn't have to be something extraordinary like donating or giving a bunch of money to something or those big superhero moments you hear about. Like, those things are great to society, but it doesn't have to be that big just to show that service or to show that gratitude towards what you have been given.
Right, and when it comes from the heart, it could be just as simple as grace, just as simple as just doing the next right thing and knowing inside that, you're okay with yourself. And even when we don't do the right thing, forgiving ourselves and just learning from our experience. But more so, like I shared before, sharing that. And a lot of times in addiction, sharing our experiences, helping others. That's how many people, attain their sobriety, by sharing their stories and encouraging others and sponsoring others, and same in all facets of our life, in anything that we have overcome, sharing how we've overcome, these obstacles. And, it just, I think, makes us stronger and lets us keep, the success that we've attained. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
Yep.
So
totally agree.
I don't know, Brooke, do you want to share any other ways that I loved your story with the young girl? Is there any way that you feel in your everyday life that humility can help you as far as
the thing that bothers me about like the humility thing, like I feel like I did that a lot. Like I've apologized, like I don't know if I'm saying this right, but like I've admitted defeat and done things, but I feel like there's some people that have completely turned their back and that I didn't do anything that wrong, but I feel like I tried to apologize for I felt defeated and humiliated on a lot of things that I've or whatever, ex-marriage and everything, like, and I don't understand some people that turn their backs and just kind of grudge you, and it's made me kind of not want to, but then it hasn't. Like, there's so many times where I really do point out beautiful things that I see every single day, and I make sure that people know, because that's not how I am, you know. But I don't know. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but I just feel like sometimes I feel that I was defeated in a lot of things, and when I've done nice things to tell people that, yeah, you know, I'm this, I'm that I over-explain things, I guess. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but...
No, I think I do. The more comfortable we are in our own skin, you know, the less it really matters. And, you know, we're all growing. And, you know, I know there's some days, because we talk often, some days you feel on the top of your game, your self-esteem could be sky high, you know, the next day, you know, you're not feeling that great. And it's human. But the more comfortable that we are in our skin, I don't know what that noise is in the background, but...
I don't either.
It's okay. But the more comfortable we are in our skin and the more peaceful we are, you know, within, the less it matters with other people's acceptance of us. So we can't please everyone, you know, and just, you know, when we're okay with who we are, that contentment and that patience and, you know, that forgiveness for ourselves, you know, is all that it takes sometimes to overcome those kind of feelings. And it's easier than it sounds sometimes, you know, but just, and I always go back to that attitude of gratitude, you know, when we feel scorned or we feel, you know, that we didn't do anything wrong and why is this happening to me? Like, I always use my son as an example, but, you know, he just had ACL surgery and he's like, why is, you know, this happening to me? My leg is like this. I'm like, Nicholas, you know, some people don't have a leg, you know, just be grateful. And sometimes it sounds frustrating to have that kind of gratitude, but I have to say, from my own experience, if there was one word that I could say that has changed my whole entire life, it's gratitude. So when, you know, we feel frustrated, whether it's, you know, from a scorned relationship or any adversity, getting that attitude of gratitude really can help for me. So that's why I usually, you know, go back to that. You know, we've talked about waking up with the gratitude list. A lot of times when we sign off from each other, you know, we say what we're grateful for, but it always seems to just put a little positive spin on the moment. And, you know, when humility actually starts from the heart, we can talk about ways that we can just get to that place inside of us. And for me, you know, it is meditation. Who has that music in the background? Is it Erica or Stephanie?
Sorry,
I don't know.
Might be me.
Okay. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I think that was me.
Overpowering. Thanks, Erica. So
sorry about that. They're playing guitar in the other room.
No worries. But is there anything that you could share that maybe brings you to that place of, you know, when you feel content, you feel more patient, you know, what helps you get there?
For me, it's really, one of the things I learned, which kind of stuck with me when I was learning humility, because I'm still not the best with it. I walk around with my peacock feathers in the air, and I act like I'm the best thing on earth sometimes. I'm not going to lie about that. I'm human. It gets the best of me sometimes. But for me, the biggest thing that stuck with me is someone once said the greatest thing about humility is when you do these things and don't feel the urge to share them, because, that's what they said. And to me, what that said to me was, like, when people do these nice things and they go around to everyone like, oh, well, guess what I did? And, oh, look at me. Look, like, to me, that's how it sounds. Look at me. Look at me. Look at all these great things that I'm doing. Like, I just feel like that phrase right there of it being the greatest form of humility is by not saying anything is so true, because, like, you don't need the validation from other people to see that you've done all these great things. If it's something that needs to be known from other people that you're doing this, it'll get around. The message will spread. Plenty of things that I've seen, like there was a man that opened up a thing where you can order a slice of pizza for the homeless, and they come in and they pull a Post-it off the wall. Like, he wasn't spreading that around. People came in asking about it. He wasn't doing it in the intent of wanting people to know. He did in the intent to help, and it blew up because of that compassion, because of that humility of, I'm just doing this to help because it's the right thing, not because I want people to see me as a great person.
That's a good point.
Exactly. And, when we have that kind of humility, it almost adds a glow to our face. Like, I know when I hold it inside, I feel like that way for myself. I just feel like an extra smile on my face or a glow. And it doesn't matter, how it got there. Like, I know it inside. Jackie, hi. You just joined us, right?
Hello?
Is that Jackie?
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Hi. It's good to have you on. I recognize your number. And we're talking about humility tonight. And we're just sharing different ways that, humility resonates with us. Do you want to talk about maybe what humility means to you at all, or?
I guess just compassion, being compassionate towards other people, and I've been thinking a lot about I don't know. My mom just brought home these chakra things, so I'm looking at chakra maps and stuff. But I feel like there's a lot of things that we are all the same about, and everyone's always no, you know what I mean? We're all kind of the same person, but everyone's distracted. Gotta get past the illusions, and then I feel like everyone would get along better and be more humidable, I guess. Humidable? I don't know. I think that we all just need to help each other. So
it's true.
And that goes back.
I think
to,
that's
what we were saying in the beginning. Yeah, I mean, we are individual, but as a whole, we can realize our understanding, is limited, and we can embrace it, as a whole. And then, with that, we can get so much farther by sharing our creativity and our, when we get too much involved with ourselves, it holds us back from, realizing that, we are all equal. It doesn't matter, out the woods or Hollywood, we are all the same. And there's so much we can do together. Stephanie, do you want to share anything at this point, or are you still just chill?
No, I'm listening. I think that everything you guys said was awesome. I really like what Jackie came in and said about us all being the same under everything. That really resonated with me, because I feel like we can all be really flamboyant and out there in our own ways, and then come back and be really humble at different times. And I just feel like it's definitely the check and balance of both, and everybody has their place to be where they need to be at whatever time, if it's crazy or if it's humble, to kind of teach the lessons that need to be taught, in different places. Because sometimes it's really just about learning to accept the out there rather than reject it, which is something that I'm still working on a lot. So, I mean, even accepting the out there in myself is something that was kind of hard for me, because I feel like a lot of the time people would be like, this bitch, shut her up. But then, because I guess I just like to see people smile, and I like to be involved in everything, and it's but, when it comes down to it, there are times when I know that I need to be quiet, and I think that we all have that, where we're trying to learn that inside of ourselves. But also participate, and we all participate in different ways.
And it's a work in progress. Acceptance is such a huge, huge word. I mean, it could definitely set us free, but it's a work in progress. I know I myself am working on it, so many different facets. But, there's ways, even with our children, just to try to teach humility, whether it's you're a parent or a teacher, just by modeling, our behavior, and with everybody, by complimenting each other and building each other up, rather than criticizing. We always try with Empower Half Hour, tips and tools of what we can do to, just reach a higher good. And, by encouraging and helping each other, just being the best version of ourselves is just such a great way, even every day, we can't help everyone, but everyone could just help someone. And, just to make sure that, we understand where our values come from by sharing with one another,
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, just always I have to say by serving, whether it's just even in your family, helping out, or serving, the community, gets us outside of our head, and really, I think it helps with self-esteem, and it just helps with feeling as one, So what are some other ways that anyone wants to contribute to getting our humility on and just sharing?
I think that people just need more knowledge in different areas. I feel like more that people don't know, it's more difficult for them to understand why other people act the same that they, act the way that they do, and it's distracting from them to figure out how I'm trying to say this. It's distracting from them to see how this person actually is, because they don't know better. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense.
I can hear you.
Give an example. Okay. Give an example. I sort of do, but I'm trying to get a clear picture.
Okay. How about people who don't eat meat? I don't eat meat, but I'll eat fish, but and then people think that's gross that you don't eat meat, but it's how, when you see all of the positives of eating more vegetables than eating meat, and what, you know what I mean? I don't hate people for eating meat. I don't understand why people are grossed out and they're oh, you're not gonna last. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. So it's we all do different things, and we should just accept everyone for doing their own thing. And I don't understand why there needs to be a conflict in general.
And there's that word again, acceptance. Like Stephanie said, it's huge. It's and that's what really can create more peace. Just finding the acceptance in it. And I know even with my husband, it's I don't buy into his total lifestyle, the way he eats, his nutrition, just some habits. But, he doesn't have to buy into my lifestyle either. But if there's a sense of acceptance that can be had, then there'll be peace in the day. So it's striving to get to that point of acceptance, in almost every relationship. And it can be a challenge.
Yeah, but I feel the challenges make them make it stronger and make it better, and it's and it's more for you to have. It's more diversity,
Exactly, and then learning from our mistakes just makes us stronger, and then we can learn from each other, and become more one. So I know that. Starting the day, we've talked about in the past, with just a gratitude list when we puts a positive spin on the day. And, usually I'll just say a little prayer, to put someone in my path that I could help during that day. And it always happens that, someone comes and it's it's fulfilling. And just staying true to who we are. And just doing little random acts of kindness and just keep our humility, centered in our heart. And I always like to include some resources. So I know, Brooke, you suggested to mention the book, Drop the Lock, which is basically a recovery book about humbly removing character defects. And I know that's available in both Walmart and Barnes & Noble. It's called Drop the Rock. And there's a book called Hungry Hustler. There's a book called Make It by Jane Bull. There's a book, Humility, True Greatness by C.J. Mahaney and Mark Denver. And then Helen Keller's Story has a teacher's resource book on humility. And there's another book called Humility, the Forgotten Virtue.
That last one?
Patience and Humility.
Who wrote it, though?
Or Humility, the Forgotten Virtue is Wayne A. Mack. Or were you talking about Helen Keller's Story as a teacher's resource?
Yeah, that one.
Okay. Helen Keller's Story is used as a teacher's resource book on humility. You know, and just we generally know Helen Keller as someone that had overcome so much adversity and was able to help so many other people by showing them that nothing would stop her. And
like, I knew she wrote books, but I didn't really realize until you just said that.
Yeah, and there's also a book called Leading with Humility by Rob Nelson and Jennifer Marone and Holly Ferraro. And, you know, just every day by just, you know, modeling the behavior that and treating others the way we want to be treated and being honest with ourselves. And, you know, just admitting when we're wrong and learning from our mistakes are just simple ways to implement humility and growing through humility every day. And we usually end on a note of gratitude. So I don't know if everyone wants to just share one thing that they're grateful for, but I love leading on a positive note of gratitude. So I'm just going to say that today I was grateful for a lot of new opportunities and new people and new challenges in my career. And Erica, you want to share one thing you're grateful for today?
Today I'm grateful for the fact that I can actually help out my family in every way possible, be able to share my knowledge with my siblings or be able to help out my parents financially for once.
Awesome. Brooke, you want to share one?
I guess yesterday I was really not having a great day, and I called my friend, and he told me to get the movie The Secret, and it helped me for the day, you know, so I'm grateful.
And it was your birthday. Happy birthday. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you.
That was a good present for yourself. Stephanie, you want to share one thing you're grateful for?
I'm actually really, I feel really grateful for this conversation when you said it. That was the first thing that came into my mind. I'm glad you guys did this, and I'm glad I was able to be a part of it. It felt really good.
Oh, thank you so much for joining us. And Jackie, it's always great to hear your voice. What's one thing you're grateful for?
For the knowledge that I have been gaining about pretty much everything, like the cosmos and stuff like that. So, yeah, my mom just brought home the chakra book, so I'm going to read that. But, like, everything ties into each other, which is pretty much why I was saying, like, that we're all one person, you know, because it's like I've been reading about auras, and this book has the tree of life in it, and the tree of life is, like, the center of everything, and I don't know. But I'm just grateful to have the knowledge that I have and continue to learn from it. So.
Well, thanks so much for calling in tonight, everybody. It's great to hear your voices. Have a great week, and just be true to yourselves and shine on. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
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 Good night. Bye.
You too. Bye.
Goodbye.